Duiken naar mijn eigen. Ja, ik denk dat dit beter is. Nou. Jezus. Hi, old people, alt people, and, well, general retro nerdy people. This is not my usual stuff to deal with. As you can see, probably, it's an old road bike from Gazelle, a Dutch bike, Dutch brand. The Gazelle Sprinter. It's steel, obviously, and it's not something I deal with normally. And what I'm gonna do is take it apart, because this will be going to someone who actually works with these bikes, and I'm gonna trade it for a nice Koga Miyata T-Runner frame in horrible shape, but I guess this isn't perfect either, so we'll see what both of us eventually will do with these bikes. So nothing special today, just taking everything off, and let's see, because I have another one waiting that's also going that way, so let's get cracking. On these old bikes, you use less Allen keys, etc., and more just the old tools. I'm not really sure how you call this in English. I think it's a spanner, but I'm not sure if the Americans use that term too. So, yeah, at least the good news is that the bolt is loose. I'm not sure. Oh, that's not too bad. You never know with these old bikes. But yes, it's coming out. That's great. Off to a good start. All right, come on. Whoop. All right, that's a win. I'm just going to leave this attached, because it doesn't do much good to take it all apart. There we go. All right, I'll take out the rear wheel, and for that, the shaft. Ah, that's nice. Never mind the noise, but this friction shifting, it's cool. It only takes very tiny amount of movement of the levers, downshoot levers. Well, something making a bit of noise here, but it's the cable, the inner cable of the front derailleur. All right. Well, with this in its bigger gear, check it out. It's time to open up the brakes. Let me see if I can get these untangled. There should be some sort of release lever, I think. But as I can't find it on this type of brake, I will just try to loosen this straddle wire hanger that opens the brakes. So you can't see it from there, but the quick release lever was just used as a swivel. So that means that I have to use some force to open it. Here we go. Not too bad for an old bike. Alright, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has a 5-gear freewheel. I almost said cassette, but of course it's a freewheel. It's nice. The tires are very stiff and very dried out, but I'm curious. I want to know if they still hold. If they still hold air. I'm not sure. Ah, that's funny too. It has a Dutch style, or a style that's common in the Netherlands, a Dunlop valve. I do have adapters for that, but I'm not that curious, so no time for that. Alright, I think it's time to cut some cables. Let me see. Alright. I don't think I'm the only one who loves cutting cables. There's just something satisfying about it. Normally, I use this basket-like thing, but it's already in use, so I'll just drop it on the workbench for now. Alright, well, here's another example. Normally, or usually, this works with Allen keys. But of course, here it's a spanner, typical old nut and bolt, and it's a 9mm. It's not something I use often, but I do have one. So let's see. This should be the one. Yeah, there we go. Great. Right. I can just throw this away. Alright. Well, I don't expect this chain to have a quick link, but you never know, so I'm just having a look. Because the chain actually doesn't look that old, and it's in fairly good condition. Nah. And, well, I am curious by nature, and I was going to say, I just want to see what the status of this chain is, and that's not bad. It seems to be in a very good state indeed. Now, I'm not sure about how wide this chain is. It works on 5, but I think it will go all the way to 8 speed maybe. And I think I'm actually gonna save this chain. That's a surprise. Alright. I bought this nice heavy quality Ice Tools chain tool from a local bike shop that quit business, and it's just such a pleasure to use quality tools like this, tools that I normally wouldn't be able to afford, to be honest. Alright, well, Not sure what I'm going to do with this chain, but maybe I'll keep it. My eyes are not. No, I don't know what brand it is. All right. Time to get off the rear derailleur. Let's see what sizes I used here. It's actually a 6mm size, so that's just a regular size. The hanger is also attached with a normal nut, and it even has a flat screwdriver option. Alright. It's a Shimano 600, and I love the way these old simple derailleurs look and work. Well, it doesn't work that well actually, but if you clean it, it'll be just fine. It's just so much more elegant and simple than current day derailleurs. Well, this one also has a kickstand. I don't like kickstands. I live in the Netherlands. Kickstands are totally common here, and on a city bike they are nice to have, sure, but I don't want anything to do with them on any more sporty bike. They rattle, they are heavy, they are ugly in my opinion, and I can live without them just fine. So no kickstands for me on any of my own bikes. But I'll keep it with the bike because I don't know, maybe the receiver of this bike, I'm not sure if I can call his name. I'll have to ask him first. I'll mention him here, and maybe he will actually want to have the kickstand on it, so I'll do that. Oh, this is a very tiny bolt. Very tiny indeed. Oh, damn. Alright, let's get the vise for that. I'm not gonna squash it, but I just need to hold it in place. Get some leverage. There we go. I'll only open it up just enough to pull the cable out, I hope. So everything will remain one tight package. Why is this not coming out? Yes, it is. Alright. Let me grab something for all the small parts. That's a good old-fashioned jar. Right. All the tiny bits will go in there. I think I'll take off the brakes as well. That looks like a 10 size. It's funny, if you work on bikes that you don't usually work on, you just have to guess a lot more. But I like that actually. Keeps the brain occupied. Occupied? No. Keeps the brain busy. That's better, I think. Alright. About these brakes. These are Altenburger, which is a Dutch not a Dutch, a German brand. Still works fine. Not too bad. Alright, I think it's time for the front derailleur, which of course has another size, because why not? Or has it? Or is it? I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. That's strange. Alright, there we go. Alright, well, so far everything seems to be going quite smoothly. And I just have to be careful to not lose any nuts and bolts and stuff, because that will just create problems down the line for the one who's gonna fix up this bike. So trying to do my best to keep everything, yes, there we go, all together. That said, I just lost a nut, but I found it. Great. The funny thing is, this clamp, I don't know if you can see it, but this clamp just comes apart like this. I haven't seen that on a modern derailleur, or modern for me is anything after the 90s. Alright, this is also Shimano, and I'm guessing it's also a 600 root part. It's funny, this says Shimano 60, where the derailleur is Shimano 600. I'm not a big expert on road groups of any age, and really not of road groups of this old age, but I'm really quite pleasantly surprised that up until now everything seems to come off so easily. Yeah, Christoph, toe clips, a leather strap, and the really thin metal toe clips. And the pedals are Union, that's a Dutch brand. They made some nice road bikes, but they are more known for their city bikes and just regular Dutch type bikes. Come on. Am I going the wrong way? Yes, I'm going the wrong way. What an amateur I am. Yes, there we go. Alright. If you look at how smooth these pedals still rotate, it's just so cool how this old stuff was actually so good and lasts so long. Alright, now the question is, am I going to take off the crankset? Yeah, let's do it. I need a big screwdriver to get out this little protection cap. Trying to figure out the brand. I think it's SR. In the jar it goes, and this is an old school nut instead of an Allen head. And I think I have, oh no, I thought I had the tool for that on my crank puller, but only my old crank puller had that, and my newer one doesn't. But I should have a tool for that somewhere. Here we go. It's nice. Let me see if I can. Yes. I gotta say, I wish all my my own project bikes were this, well, easy. Yeah, it's not easy to dismantle, because I sure know they aren't always. I don't know, this doesn't seem to fit, I'm not sure why. Come on now. The end of the axle is sticking so far out that my crank puller just doesn't have any threads to actually get into the crank. That's well, there you go. 1 minute you say that everything's going smoothly, and just seconds later the first little problem pops up. Now, I'm not actually going to make a problem of this, because I'm doing this just to get a more compact package for the day that we're going to bring the bikes, because we need to bring 3 guys and 5 bikes on that day. So if this stays on, it's not a big problem. Look at how smooth. No weird sounds, no creaks, just smooth action, no play at all. So cool. Alright, well, unless I find my old crank puller that I think should be able to handle that, I think I'll just put back this nut, just to keep everything organized. Alright, this is also funny, this bottle cage is attached with clamps, and these clamps just go around the tube and they go over the main branding of the bike. That's not something you would see these days, I'm sure. But well, let's hope the decals aren't damaged too much. And that's always a bit of a gamble when you open things up. Let's be careful here. Right. Oh, it doesn't seem too bad, to be honest. I think that'll clean up just nicely. Cool. I don't know much about this bike, so I'm not sure if it's a mid-range or low range, or maybe somewhat higher range. I don't think it's top range by any means, because it's lacking decals, tube brand decals. And normally, if the tubes are any decent, they'll be sure to ride it somewhere on the frame. Alright, and the parts are okay, I guess, but not really all that good. So I think this will just eventually become a nice city beater for those who like this style of bike. So far, I've had Allen keys or Allen bolts, classical nuts and bolts. There was a flat head screw, and now I have a Phillips head screw. So it's a bit all over the place. I think I'll just have to bend this open, which doesn't feel good, but yeah, there we go. All right. All right. I don't know your age, of course, your ages, but I'm 54, and I have ridden my fair share of bikes with down tube shifters. I like them. I like them. I understand that they are not up to current standards when it comes to shifting speed, etc. But I don't care. I like them. There's just something about the simplicity and reaching down while in full speed and being able to do that. Oh, this cable. This is a shifting cable, and I don't think I've ever seen a shifting cable this flexible. And it seems, let's see if I can verify that. Yeah, it's just a normal spiral wound like brake cables are. So back when index shifting wasn't a thing, they worked well enough. All right, this one's broken. Not gonna bother with that one. Does it work? Well, it still rings quite nicely, but the plastic band is broken, so in the trash can it goes. All right, let's get this front brake off the bike. Now, I already mentioned that I have another race bike that's going to the same person, and that's actually a fixie. So someone already worked on that, but it's actually more of a fixie than it should be, because things are really stuck and fixed from being unused way too long. So I have a feeling that won't come apart as easy as this one. It has a nice chrome fork, and as I'm curious, I'm curious enough to give it a quick scrub. Oh, that's very nice, actually. Not too bad. Hi there. Not too bad. All right. Now, I think I'm gonna have to get this tape off. Yeah, here we go. This is a flathead screwdriver holding the end plugs in. Well, the screwdriver isn't holding it in, but the flathead screw is. It's got a bit of an odd size. Yes.
Right, first stopping off. No idea where I am, but this village shop has just sorted me out with some more water, which is cool. Felt a bit weird stopping and saying goodbye.
Not sure if this is gonna come out like I want to, but
Very nice chap. I don't even know what his name actually. Anyway,
how the hell do I?
enough to. I need to crack on.
Yeah, there is some movement. Yes. I got it wedged in now. Yes, not too bad. Ooh. Now, I got another one to go, so let's not get overly excited yet, but as it is, this is coming out. Yes. Nice. As you can see, my bike shed is a bit cramped, but yeah, it's what I have, and trying not to knock anything off this board behind me. I put this board on the wall a while ago, and I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it, but it looks nice, I think, and it's got all these handy holes, but I don't have anything that works with it, so I just slapped some things on the wall, and well, it's been like that ever since. This is my my old faithful bike. It's a Rally, the English Rally, not Rally USA, but Rally special division brand called Dynatech, and they actually made all the top level, often custom bikes for their sponsored professional road racing teams, but also for the top of the line mountain bikes when that became a thing. And it's a titanium frame, and I actually bought it. I bought the bike, the complete bike, in 1994, and I'll do another video about that. But in a very short story, I bought it, and it had a rigid fork in it. It was called the Ugly fork, which was UGLI, and it was actually ugly, but it was so cool and ugly that I really liked it. But then, in my youthful enthusiasm, I rode my bike quite hard and fast against a brick wall, And I don't even remember if I was injured myself, not sure. I was young. I probably just brushed it off, but my front fork bent backwards, and also my frame was nicked just a little bit. If the frame is clean and you look at it sideways, and you can also really feel it, but you can also see it, there's a slight bump right behind the head tube. And at that moment I was I don't know the English word. I was not happy, let's put it like that. I was quite desperate actually, because I thought that I just ruined my whole bike. But because it's titanium, and because it's really minor, and there were no cracks or anything, I just figured I'm quite a lightweight guy. We don't have any meters high cliff jumps or anything like that over here. So I figured, let's just see if it holds up. And well, it held up for 30 years. So I said, yeah, 30 years. And then last year, actually, somewhere around here in the top tube, a tiny crack developed right in the middle of the top tube. I'm still sad about that, because it's not the most flashy bike. It's not super special. It was made from really quite plain titanium, no real high-end stuff. But it was my bike for 30 years, and I've ridden it in many different setups. And yeah, it was sad, but it's hanging here now, because I still have hopes that maybe one day I can have it fixed. And well, I'm just not sure if that's possible, but it would be nice. So I put in, oh wait, that's what I was telling about the fork. I bent the fork, and at that time suspension forks were becoming the thing to have. So I remember that even back then I didn't really like suspension, but I let the bike shop owner persuade me to get a suspension fork. Like, oh come on, you shouldn't replace it with a rigid fork. There's suspension forks now. So I got a RockShox, I don't know which one, an elastomer affair, and I never liked it. It was okay, but I was just so used to ride on technique, I guess, and it didn't do anything for me. It just wrecked up the feel that I had for the bike. Well, I just don't like it. And then only maybe some 5 years ago, when I really rediscovered my love for simple mountain biking, I gravelized my bike. I took off the suspension fork, put in the only fork that I could afford. It's just a really simple steel one, no real brand or anything, but it was lighter and it was rigid, and I love it. It was the best choice that I ever made. Well, not ever maybe, but that I made for this bike. So when the crack in the top tube developed, I bought a 90s Giant Cadex bike, mountain bike, And that's what I'm riding now. So I put all the parts on that one, and this one is waiting for better days. To be honest, I'm rambling a bit, but that's because I have no idea how I am supposed to get off these levers. Normally you just put in an Allen key and loosen it up, but there is no such thing as an Allen key here. It looks like a small nut, but it's so far recessed that I don't have any idea how I am supposed to get there. Alright. This should come to the rescue. Because maybe somewhere in here no, I don't have that size. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, because that also means that I cannot take the handlebar out of the stem. I can't stand this. How does this work? And no, there's no way I can get it to move like this. Damn. What am I missing here? No. And yes, after saying there's no way, blah blah blah, I am of course still trying, because I'm a stubborn old fool. And I don't like admitting that there really isn't any way to do this. So for now, I will just put this bolt back and concentrate on getting the stem out first. And I'm not very sure that will work, because it's old. But I don't even have to knock it. And I actually like that blow hammer. So in a way it's a shame that I don't have to knock it, because I like working with that, but oh, too bad. Well done. Yeah. With some better light, really needs a tiny tool to get there, and I don't have that. So yeah. Right. I'm I'm gonna look like an amateur because I can't get the cranks off. I can't get the brake levers off. So what am I gonna do with the fork? Am I gonna take it apart or will I leave it on? Not sure yet. I think I'll take it off, just to compensate for not getting the other parts on. It's all quite loose, as you can see. I can just unwind it with my hands. Also, this job, I think, is my new record for actually working with my gloves on. Oh, I already, yeah. There's already ball bearings falling out. I didn't quite expect that. I think I heard 2 of them fall. There's one. How can they already fall out? That's weird, isn't it? Alright. You hear my dog, one of our dogs, barking outside of the shed. Not sure if he wants to come in, but let's pretend that I'm very concentrated. And keep my mind at this. What I need to be careful of is that this bike will fall backwards once this is unscrewed. This is really cool. The ball bearings are just totally at random laying in their cup. You know, I'm used to the balls being in a ring, but not here. On the other side also, they just fall out. I think this is a good time to get myself a little magnet. Yes. It's not a very strong magnet, but I gotta work with what I have. Doesn't work actually. Alright, am I just gonna accept that balls are gonna fall? I think I'll have to. Look, slack hat tube. It's looking all modern now.
I'm cracked. I'm gonna have a cheese sandwich. I've just been riding down. We've got that to go.
There's a lot, really a lot of balls, and they are tiny.
So I thought I'd be able to have useful, make a cheese sandwich, take my hat off.
I don't think these balls will be used again, but yeah, that was another one.
YouTube gold there. So one of the lessons I learned from the previous day was if you think you need to stop
More balls.
somewhere, I'm going to go stop, because you never know when the next one's coming. So I saw somewhere I went out and then it stopped. And I was like, no. So I stopped. And there was this little cafe, and so I
Alright,
had to fill up both my bottles.
there it is.
I thought, well, you know,
Look at that head badge.
for coffee.
I should do it like this, right? It's nice. The lugs. Don't know if you can see it, but I really like this. This stay goes this way. It's from very, very small diameter to slightly bigger. Very small, and then I can't see if it's attached here or if it really goes around, but see that? Don't think I've ever seen that before. I'll show it here too. See what I mean? It runs all the way from here in one nice swoop. Huh. That's cool. Not too shabby. Good job, Gazelle. All right. This should be the easiest part. I like that. No safety tabs or any of that nonsense. Just simple, quick release, open and pull out the wheel. I like that. Let me see. Well, the wheel actually is quite straight. It's just a tire that wobbles all around, but not too shabby. No play, no creaking sounds, just smooth action. Nice. Alright, well, apart from the parts that I can't get apart, yeah, nice. I think that went well, so let's get the other bike and continue, but that'll be for another video. Hope you enjoyed it somehow, and see you next time, I hope. Bye bye. See you later.